If all men disappeared tomorrow, shit would hit the fan.
Do you think if all women disappeared, shit wouldn't hit the fan?
It would not be good, but like society would continue functioning. Men keep society functioning.
Okay.
I'm not here to fight men. I'm here to fight for them. Because the red pill is presented as medicine, but it's actually a poison.
Men don't need women. Women need men. Girl, what? What?
It is it is totally a dishonest narrative that men and women want the same things out of life. We don't. We absolutely do not want the same things out of life. In fact, we don't even measure.
People ask me, Andrew, why do you have a machete next to your bed? And my answer is simple. Why wouldn't I have a machete next to my bed? Why don't you have a machete next to your bed?
You heard it here, folks. Get yourself a machete.
As a woman, your job is to be an assistant to your man. Like, he's a star, you're not.
Assistant.
So today we're going to be talking about the negative impact of the red pill and the rise of the alpha male ideology. Clearly from those clips, it's a little intense, you know. So basically what the red pill is, so the red pill, right, comes from a concept from the Matrix, the choice between taking the red pill, waking up to reality, and or the blue pill, staying in conformity with the illusions. But over time, the red pill has become a metaphor or has since expanded with waking up to what they believe about modern roles, dating, and feminism. Like, for example, in one of the clips, they said like that basically like men run society, and like, you know, if men, you know, disappeared one day, you know, what basically are women gonna do, you know? So basically, like, even though this seems a little progressive, the ideology and like can also be harmful. Like, even though it can seem enlightening or empowering to men, it is harmful, such as the spread to toxic masculinity and the hormone on men. But today I will discuss the red pill movement and how exactly it impacts men and how it has reinforced toxic masculinity, rather than empowering men or individuals, and the regressive attitudes towards feminism and society. I'll tackle the questions of like, how did we get here? How did the movement get us here, with especially with young men? Why does it exist? And who cares, right? So what the red pill can also be referred to is a so-called manosphere. It's a network of online men and communities against the empowerment of women and who promote anti-feminist and sexist beliefs. They blame women and feminists for all sorts of problems with society. Many of these communities encourage resentment or even hatred towards women and girls. And how we got here all comes down to one man, and that is Andrew Tate.
Harder than life for a woman. We need to have a lot of shit to be an important man. To be a woman, you need makeup. If you're truly beautiful, you don't need anything else. I've been on boats in Dubai with 19-year-old Moldovan girls. The guy who got that boat needed $100 million. That bitch, makeup.
Andrew Tate himself has said that he is not red pill, but are you like come on. Literally every clip I watched is him saying waking up to reality, waking up, or like saying like, oh, I'm telling the truth, and all these things that literally associate with the red pill. So, and he targets young men. Though what I will say is that Andrew Tate was more of a symptom or an effect of what was already happening before then. I feel like he was just the fuel to already the fire, you know? So basically why I'm saying this is because currently there is a lonely, you know, men epidemic, or there's a rise of lonely men. According to Psychology Today, men represent approximately, sorry, I can't say any word, 62% of dating apps. Like, their users. According to IBHUS.com, that about 4 in every 10 adults, 38% between the ages of 25 and 54, do not have a partner. There is a current rise of lonely young men, especially young men. And why is this happening? The men have less friends than ever before. They spend less time socializing with other people. They're virgins for far longer, for as like a share of men under 30 who report 0 female sex partners since they turned 18 from 1989 and 2018, which from 2008 to 2018 has skyrocketed from 8% to 27%. And they are committing suicide in an alarming rate. Not to answer the question of why do these influencers exist, like Candace Owens, Andrew Tate, Andrew Wilson, the podcast Fresh and Fit, the whatever podcast. But this comes down to one answer. They need to exist. It's all with the concept of supply and demand. What I mean by this is that many influencers sell their ideologies, such as many sell their workout program, or they sell specific items or merchandise, or they sell the videos for people to watch to feel some sort of empowerment or conformity. And their videos get views, which makes them more money. They simply just came in the right time with the right message. Though I'm not saying like with the right message, I'm saying like because I think all these people are very detrimental to young men. It's that they came in a good time with the epidemic of lonely men, and it's what young men had to watch, so they feel more better about themselves, more empowering, more being able to blame someone for what is happening to them. And it comes down to also to victim mentality. And that's why most of these men shift the blame towards women, towards femininity, towards feminism, because they think that this all comes down to one problem, which is feminism. They think that, women are not obeying, they're not traditional as they were before 1950s, because that's what for example Candace Owens said a lot during this Ghibli video, that most women were happy or were happier during the 1950s. 1950s? I mean, if I'm wrong, women were still being beat by their husband until it was illegal to be hit by hit by your husband till, actually, let me give you a quick research. Hate but sometimes love Candace Owens. I don't know. When was it illegal to hit your wife? The Federal Violence Against Women Act was signed into law in 1994. So it was then illegal to beat your wife. So I don't know where the whole thing of we were happy by 1950s, but hey, that's a whole other thing. But yeah.
Love that point. Are women allowed to vote?
Oh, of course they are.
Who's voting that patriarchy and then, out of curiosity?
No, I totally agree. And you want to know why? Because there are so many women who think like you. You submit to the idea of men ruling everything. And your ideology is spread across a lot of women who also falsely believe to vote against their own interests just to complain about it in the end. Earlier you said that, women would be much more happier working at home, but don't you agree that it's human nature to want things that you don't have? So during the 1950s, which is something that you constantly bring up, it wasn't until 1994 that it was illegal to beat your wife.
Okay, so I no longer can record due to me having to work soon, but the negative impact, what I could say from personal experience is my brother who watched Andrew Tate and all these Manosphere podcasts or Red Pill podcasts. For example, he has this mentality that women should cook, they should clean, they should be the nurturers, they should stay at home. And there's nothing wrong with, you're wanting your wife to stay at home or having those traditional values. It's that they have this mentality that that's how society should be run, or that men are the leaders of society, that they are what should lead society. And sometimes that can be very detrimental to gender roles and can be very sexist. For example, many men start then actually being sexist to what a woman's job should be, or what are women jobs, or then they start also being racist or having some type of demographic or stereotypes towards people. For example, there is many clips like that that Red Pill bring in as an example of I want to go on a plane if the pilot was a woman, because they don't trust a woman being a pilot because they don't see that as a woman job. There's also this whole thing of, which I completely agree with, which is porn stars or OnlyFans creators. That I do agree, but it's the full-on shame on them instead of bringing them to some sort of path that you don't have to, sell your body for money or make this type of content. But they full on slut shame them, call them, sorry, excuse me for my language, hoes, or and many of those terms basically. And many of them go by this Christian ideology, but them themselves are not going by their faith. For example, having every single woman they see, having all these relationships, and some of them having, for example, I'm about to put this one clip. This man that goes by traditional values, who's named Andrew Wilson, that he basically shames for every woman that's had a past or has called single moms or divorced women as undesirable. But this girl then basically calls him a hypocrite because his own wife has had kids with two husbands that she has since divorced, and another man.
Just going to be totally honest with you. I will never be able to convince you of my worldview.
You won't.
I know. But the reason is not because I'm not a great orator, or I don't make good points, or I haven't said things which should be compelling to a person. But Charlie, I just think honestly you're too fucking stupid to understand them.
So Andrew, can I sell you on my worldview?
Yes.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you
you
lick sniz.
Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What does that
You're
mean?
a fucking dyke. Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your stupid bitch mouth.
Your wife with the 3 baby
What
daddies?
did I just say? Dyke?
Your wife with the 3 baby daddies?
I'm sorry, Dyke. Is she morally inconsequential in comparison to your ditch licking?
Do the men that you try to...
Do the women that you try
show
to...
your hatred against...
Do the women that you try
convince them
to...
that they shouldn't...
Charlie, did I bring...
Women? Do they know
Charlie,
that
did
your
I bring
wife
your
is 5
family?
years older?
Did I bring any of your
You
family
called me
into
fucking
anything?
stupid.
Did I
You
say
called
anything
me
about
fucking
your
stupid.
family being stupid, Charlie?
You could.
It's
You could
because
go
I'm
for it.
better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed, and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because
Let's
you
go
are not
through
a
it.
traditional man.
Chuck.
Here's another clip of Red Pill content just for fun.
There's a saying in Spanish, the quieter you are, the more beautiful you are. Why is it that that's a universal saying in all the different Latin countries? Why is it that men like quiet women, right? We've been saying that for years because women aren't valued on their opinions, unfortunately.
No, it's because you can't take pushback.
Oh, bro.
How many times has Adam told me to shut up because he doesn't like the push?
You could make the case that like grape is bad for certain people.
No.
For certain people.
No, it's bad for everyone.
No, it's only bad for certain people. Here,
Andrew.
like there's women, you agree,
No.
who have orgasmed during SA.
That has nothing to do with whether it's SA.
Bro.
That has nothing to do with whether it's SA. Are you kidding me?
Bro, I didn't say whether or not it's SA. I said during SA.
Yeah, what does it have to do with anything?
Well, bro, if that's the case, right, then was it bad for them?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely.
Mind you, these videos get millions of views, likes, shares, comments. It's crazy how this movement has expanded and how many young men preach this ideology.
Dating a single mother is an L. The woman either picked the wrong man to have a kid with.
This is very detrimental to society, as even now it has been, this ideology has been affecting women and have been more submissive to men, or they think that they should obey men, they should be controlled by men. And this creates a very unsafe environment, especially for any relationship. This has made men more ignorant, has made them more misogynistic, has made them more sexist, like I've said before, has made them more argumentative, more abusive towards women. And it's like astonishing that their whole thing is, you know, about what the man should be like, have their status, the money, the amount of women, the traditional values, but at the end of the day, most of their values goes against what they are as a person, especially if they're Christian. Most of the values they go by is not what is meant by God. But yeah, anyway, that's my video for today. Thank you.